Hi, this is Dr. Melissa Shotell, also known as the Alignerbee. And today I want to take a look at one of the features that I find is really underutilized in ClearPilot. So, as we can see, we have our icons in the upper left-hand corner. We're able to jump between the side views, the maxillary and mandibular occlusal views, and the frontal view. But I find one of the most unused features is this double arches that we can see here on the left-hand side that is the Overjet View. I find this is one of the most helpful and most important views when I am treatment planning my clear aligner cases. So as many of us know, when we're treatment planning and doing setups, we want to avoid any traumatic occlusion in the anterior that could lead to a posterior open bite, or could help prevent any tooth movements in the lower arch. So I always find it really important that we check this incisal view. So ClearCorrect has added an Overjet button where you can simply click and it will give you that angulated Overjet view. I find that this is helpful when I combine this with the occlusal view. When I click on the occlusion, I can then look at the upper arch or at the lower arch individually, and I can see that I do have contact on my anterior teeth. So I can plan the tooth movements so that as I am doing the alignment for this patient, I can try to relieve some of those occlusal contacts in the anterior, making them lighter and then giving heavier contacts in the posterior. When I look from the Overjet view, one of the features that I find helpful is to go to the occlusion and then utilizing this area on the side where we can see this is for transparency. If we click to reduce the transparency, we can see there I have made the lower incisors more transparent. I can still see where they are and where they are occluding with the upper teeth. However, it's made them so that I can see the occlusal map a little bit more easily for when I am playing through the treatment setup. If we want to change the transparency, we simply go back to the occlusion. So, a very helpful tool as I'm doing my treatment setup. I'm going to go back to the full opacity for the teeth there. As I scroll through my treatment, we can see all of the tooth movements and then checking from all of the planes of space and using the Overjet view to make sure that I've created adequate overjet for finishing this case. For more tips and tricks on clear aligners, make sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Alignerbee.